We got a snow day. I'm so excited. There's something so peaceful about it when it snows, even when it's just a tiny little bit like we got today. It feels just like it's extra special. And one of the things that makes it extra special is I usually get to make a recipe with snow. So today we're gonna make some snow ice cream. We're gonna feed the wildlife. I'm gonna show you around because I just think the way that the snow like lands on stuff is so pretty. I really just need kind of a slow morning to start my day with something peaceful. Enjoy this kind of big change in the seasons. I want to be really mindful this morning and just observe everything. See if we can find any tracks though, because this time of year, that's my favorite thing to do, is come out early in the morning, because we are kind of in an area where there's a river across the road, so we see a lot of the deer come through here as they make their way to the water. And I never get to see them because I'm not up that early, but I can see their tracks whenever it snows. I think it's really fun to look back on like the shows that we watched as kids and see how they like influenced us as adults. Like the movie The Secret Garden. Now I look back and I'm like, oh, that movie is why I am the way that I am. But another show that really influenced me when I was growing up was Little Bear. And there's one specific episode of Little Bear. I'll try to put the episode number up on the screen because I'm pretty sure they're all on YouTube and you can watch them. And it's just such a calming, nostalgic show to put on. There's one episode where it snows and they go out and they make snow cream. And I was enamored with it. It just felt like such a beautiful tradition. Even as a child, I just thought it was magical. So now every time it snows, I have to come out and make snow cream. And I've posted about it a couple of times on the internet before. But every time I post it, people are like, that's really gross. So I want you to think of making snow cream the same way that you think about foraging. You don't want to forage in a really polluted area, and for the same reason, if you live in an area with a lot of air pollution, you wouldn't want to make snow cream there. You would want to go somewhere. Maybe you have a friend who's in a more rural area that you could borrow their snow. It's also a good idea to put a bowl out before it snows, because then you can actually collect fresh snow that hasn't been touched by anything. Second best, which is what we're going to be doing today, is to just collect it as soon as you can after it falls. Make sure it's in an area that isn't highly trafficked, doesn't have any wildlife footprints in it. Number one rule is don't get any snow that's yellow. I think you can probably guess why. And staying away from like the roadside and things like that. It's not something where you want to eat gallons and gallons of it. Of course, it's going to collect stuff from the air, but I hope you'll give it a try because it's very, very easy and honestly tastes a lot better than I think you would think it would. It's not very like watery because of the ingredients that we're going to add to it. I have everything pre-mixed inside, so we'll grab my bowls in a second and I'll show you how I do it. First, I'm going to grab some peanuts because these crows are like circling me. I think they're really hungry. They know I've got peanuts for them. I did lose one of my covers over here. I've been telling you guys I really like these, but they weren't really secure and we had some pretty strong winds, so I lost them. There wasn't a ton in here, just some carrots and Swiss chard. There's my Swiss chard. We'll see, it might survive. And then there's carrots down here somewhere, which I'm not too worried about. My little moths on the stakes. And the snow moths. The textures are just so beautiful. lines on evergreens is my favorite. Like that just looks like a painting. It's so pretty. Okay. So there's snow cream. Oh, and there's our peanuts. I think I'm just gonna put them on the garden beds. Or maybe right here? Spoiled them a little bit. I usually only give them like 6, because I think there's 6 crows, but it's winter. They don't have much to eat right now. These will be gone in no time. They'll just scatter the rest down here. The birds don't typically come up to the garden area. They like to come closer to the field back here. So I'm trying to encourage them to be a little bit closer to the garden because I would like that, but they know what they want, and I'm gonna try to respect that and give them their space as well, give them options. So I'll put some on this table. Oh, it's cold. Oh, I have an idea. I'm gonna use this as my mold. A little bit difficult with the snow being so powdery. Oops. It's so dirty. You know those days when you were a kid and you would go out in the snow and you'd just be like totally exhausted and hungry from being out in the snow, laying it in, making forts in it. I could never do that now. My Raynaud's like, it's a circulation thing, so like it makes it so my hands turn purple if I get too cold. So this will have to do. I think we're all just trying to be kids again sometimes. Whoa. It's so dirty. Whatever. There's our little crow cake. Hold on. We're gonna make it cute. It's just sometimes you just need to play. Okay, I got my cranberries. I think crows like cranberries. What do you think? Guess we'll find out. I got a bunch of bags of cranberries because they were really cheap. Like they're in season, and a lot of them are grown here in Massachusetts. So I feel like it helps. Even in the grocery stores, they're cheap. Now I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. If you have any cranberry recipes, please let me know, because I just don't know what to do with them. Oh my goodness. Oops. They're so pretty in the snow. I don't think the crows are gonna mind the dirt, right? This is so silly, but I think it's really cute. I hope they like it. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's weird if you look in the greenhouse right now because of all the snow on the roof. It's so dark in here. It's very cozy though. Okay, let's turn the fire on. I love how the snow feels like an invitation to pause. Like it really does feel like it's asking us to slow down and do kind of silly things, like make snow cream that you maybe wouldn't necessarily make time for at other points in the year. I do have to walk over next door because there's a Japanese maple over there that looks so beautiful right now. Let's go check it out. There's the Japanese maple. This is the Scotch broom. It actually holds its color kind of like an evergreen in the winter. I don't know if you can tell that these are really green. All right, for our snow cream, we need about 8 cups of clean snow. So just walk to an area where it's really thick so I can kind of scrape off the top without getting any dirt, hopefully. This is perfect snow for this because it's really, really fluffy. Probably don't want that piece of grass. I'm just filling the bowl because I've done this before. It's not an exact recipe. All right, let's get our mix in. So into our snow, we're gonna add this, which I've pre-mixed, but it has about, let's say like 7 ounces of heavy cream. But you can also use coconut cream if you want to make it vegan. I've done that before and it's delicious. A splash of vanilla, a sprinkle of salt, and about 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And you just want to mix all of that up. And the most difficult part of all of this is getting it to mix evenly because you really don't want it to just like all get globbed in one spot. It'll just melt all the snow really fast. It just smells like vanilla ice cream. All right. Got our fancy bowl ready to go. Isn't this beautiful? My sibling made this. I was gonna mix with this, but I feel like it's too heavy. Just mix with this. So you kind of want to be already mixing and then drizzling. Just drizzle it in so that it mixes evenly. And then you can kind of pour the rest of it. And I think you will be very impressed at how creamy this gets, especially with really light, fluffy snow like this. It's so good. Should really show you how to make the maple candy in the snow, but that's kind of more a bigger project. Maybe if it snows again, we get a big snow. We'll try that if you want. If you want to see that, let me know and I'll put it on the list. We're outside and I pre-cooled the bowl too. That's another thing. If you're not leaving the bowl out overnight to let it snow into the bowl or whatever, you can pre-cool it. Because if you mix this inside in a warm room temperature bowl, it's gonna melt really fast. But in this way, it really hasn't melted at all because the heavy cream was in the fridge too. If you did a can of coconut cream, you could also pre-chill that. It's really light and fluffy, but it still gets that creaminess from either the heavy cream or the coconut cream. And you could top this, you could flavor it, honestly, I just never have. We're gonna put it in our bowl. Like that's pretty like dense, creamy ice cream. All right, we gotta do a taste test. There's just a bunch of ice cream in my garden by now. There's just something very grounding about this, which is funny because snow comes from the sky, but it's so good. You see, it's not like crumbling, but it's also like not as dense as regular ice cream, but it still has like that creaminess. Honestly, ice cream can be a little bit too heavy for me, and I actually prefer this sometimes. Oh, this just makes me feel like a kid again. I love it. And there's ice cream there. The way the air smells is so good right now too. That's all that we're gonna do today. I hope that this was calming for you and inspiring to you. Let me know in the comments if you'll give the snow cream a try, or if you think it's gross, let me know that too. I don't care. You're missing out though. Make sure you hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for gardening with me, and I'll see you next time.